GM. GM from the airport. Today's lesson, I'm going to talk a little bit about changing your mind or admitting that you're wrong, and the importance of understanding that saying that your first idea is wrong and then giving up on it is actually more difficult because you also don't have confirmation that that's right. So, for example, I was bullish on Unibot and Multibit because I felt there'd be a flow of capital, from Bitcoin down into alts, and prices initially reacted favorably. Both went up, but the reaction I've seen since that makes me more bearish. And so even though nothing has disproven the idea yet, I think I'm wrong, right? Because of the price action since. And so when you put out your initial idea that you think it's going to go up, and then you no longer think it's going to go up, and you know that the correct probabilistic trade is to close, you still have that fear that it could just turn around and pump right after you sell. This is the whole thing as well. At the point at which you say, my trade is over, the idea is invalidated, you don't actually know. That's actually just another trade, right? It's sort of like when you put your stop loss on a long. If you put your stop loss on a long trade and it stops you out, it doesn't mean that the price is going down. It just means it stopped you out. How many times have you got stopped out on a long and you checked, you went back into the chart and the price is pumping? It's kind of like that. So what I've learned over the years is this is the absolute worst place to hold any alts that you don't have conviction in. So Multibit and Unibot in particular, they're not alts that I have any conviction in. I'm going to buy more Akash, right? So it's the conflicting approaches that you need to be mindful of. And I'm not buying Akash right now, but my point is I'm going to buy more soon. It's the conflicting approach. Your trades are all different, right? So my trade is short time frame on Multibit and Unibot. So I've got a low time preference on them. I expect Multibit and Unibot to move fast. If they don't move fast, then I don't have much conviction to stay in them. Whereas with Akash, I've got super high conviction. So that leaves me into a position of wanting Akash to dump so I can buy more, and not wanting Multibit and Unibot to dump because I won't buy more and I don't want to hold them. Both of those things are absolutely true. And I think this is one of the hardest things to really learn as a crypto trader. You cannot keep holding on to stuff if it's not in your plan. So Bitcoin, AKT, even ETH, the lower they go, the better. Love to buy more. But not every coin you have will fall into that. Some of your trades are just that. They're trades based on specific events. And so if conditions change, you have to close them. You have to. And I might turn around and Multibit and Unibot both pump like crazy in the next week. That's just the game. But I think probabilistically, if I do it 9 times out of 10, they're both going to just lose all interest and bleed for several weeks because I don't think the demand is going to come in behind this. If I'm right, which I think I am, the market's going to be really, really tricky for the next few weeks because we've been gifted some amazing volatility. Everything's up. Since October, everything I've bought has gone up. My portfolio that I was holding, all my Bitcoin has gone up, except really Pepe was the one coin I bought that didn't move. Pretty much everything else went up. You had Multibit doing 3 or 4x, you had Pepe coin doing 3 or 4x, Akash has been ripping, Bitcoin has just been up only. And so when you get those periods, it's really easy to become complacent and think, no, but like this is a dip. I'll just buy this one because look, it's gonna go again. And if you've not traded through this, I really, really urge you to listen to what I'm saying in this lesson. It's very, 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 very likely, in my opinion, that we just lose all volatility. It just means that people no longer ape in expecting random altcoins to pump to new highs. And the reason for it is because whatever money is coming in is in. Right? We had a lot of money coming in off the sidelines since October, and right now it seems like all the money has come in and there's no new money coming in right now, and that as we kind of cool off for a little bit, that money will start to flow back in, right? They'll start to buy again. But I think that's mostly going to come in at lower prices. And so for me, what I want to do, be fully maximum spot long Bitcoin, ETH, pick up even some Solana if it goes lower, and a cash. And then outside of that, trade a lot less. Don't think trading conditions will be ideal. And really just plan the next stage of the bull, the next legs. Now, here's something that's tripped me up in the past. I have no doubt that we're going to pump in the next week or two, right? Because at this moment, there's too much fear already. As Bitcoin gets down into 40k, people will get more and more and more bearish, and then we'll most likely hold it, and it will react, and it will move up, and altcoins will give a little pump, but that pump's most likely going to be a fake out, and then it's going to go back to bleeding as people take profit. Right? This is the profit-taking phase. If you've read Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, you'll know that you buy on the way up and you sell on the way down. So after the top's in, the smart money are selling, right? Because they're selling out, taking profit as it goes down, because people, late entrants, dumb money, always want to buy the dip. And I just don't think that's the play for the next few weeks. So that's my approach. Kind of the purpose of this whole lesson was being able to be okay with, first of all, being wrong with your initial idea. Secondly, that when you do take your second decision, i.e. deciding to sell and cut those alts, that you understand that that's not going to be right either, right? You could be wrong on that, and that's also fine. And so, for me, going forward from here, sticking to just accumulating the alts I want to have and the coins I want to have, not expecting too much out in the way of new trends, and most importantly, I'll finish with this. None of this is bearish. This is not bearish. I know maybe it sounds like I'm being bearish because I think the alts are going to bleed. This is not bearish. This is just probabilistically, there's those certain alts I don't want to hold if I'm right about the market for the next couple of months. But I cannot get enough of every other coin I want. Right? Bitcoin, Akash, ETH, Solana. If I get good entries on those, I am just going to load the boats. Because, like I talked about earlier, higher time frame, this is a buying opportunity. But lower time frame, if you've got an altcoin you don't have conviction in, you might see it bleed 40%. And I'm just not prepared to take that risk with the other alts that I don't have conviction in. So, hopefully that's clear. Mega hyper could not be more bullish, but also aware that I've seen this game before and we could be in for a couple of months of pain. And pain just means bleeding. Bitcoin might not even go below 38, 36k. It might not even go below 40k. But altcoins can just bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. And if you don't have conviction, don't be in them. Like AKT. AKT can't bleed enough. If it bleeds all the way back to 140, I'll be the happiest man on the planet. But I won't be happy to watch Unibot bleed to $60. I won't be happy to watch, Multibit bleed to 10 cents, right? So it's about your trade, your time frame, your conviction, and most of all, where you want to put your capital. I want to concentrate it back into my main trades. GM.